Life is borrowed. Why do we strive to possess? Buddhist secrets revealed. A man stands at the edge of a vast, sunlit beach, his hand full of sand. The grains slip through his fingers no matter how tightly he grips them. Determined, he tries again, clenching his fist harder, thinking this time I won't let it go. But still, the sand escapes, flowing away with the breeze, as if mocking his effort. This image captures the essence of how most of us live our lives. We constantly try to control and possess everything around us. Our time, our health, our relationships, and even our happiness. We work tirelessly to ensure that nothing slips away, believing that if we just hold on tight enough, everything will stay in our grasp. But what if, just like the sand, everything we think we own is not truly ours? In the ancient teachings of Buddhism, there is a profound truth. Everything is borrowed. This concept challenges everything we've been taught about ownership. It asks us to reconsider the very foundation of our lives and to question our beliefs about possession. And yet, here's the surprising part. It does not strip us of our responsibilities or diminish our roles. Instead, it encourages us to open our hands, not to clutch at life with fear, but to embrace it with open arms. In this journey, we will explore this Buddhist wisdom. We will uncover what truly belongs to us, how we can let go of attachment, and how doing so can help us live fully in the present moment, without fear, without control, and without the need to possess. 1. Nothing truly belongs to you. We are born into this world with an innate sense of ownership. This belief is so deeply ingrained in us that we call it my time, my body, and my possessions. From the moment we are born, society teaches us that these things are ours to control, to protect, and to keep. But have you ever stopped to consider, what do you truly own? Buddhism asks us to question this illusion of ownership. Your body, for instance, is not something you created. It was shaped by your ancestors and nourished by the earth. It is constantly changing, with cells dying and regenerating. And every part of your body is temporarily borrowed from the world around you. Scientists have long understood that our cells are in a constant state of renewal. For example, your skin sheds and regenerates itself approximately every 28 days. Your liver cells are renewed every 300–500 days. And even your bones change over time. The body you own today is not the same body you had a year ago. The moment you understand that your body is constantly being borrowed, you begin to let go of the fear of losing it, for you never truly owned it in the first place. Consider the story of a woman named Sarah. Sarah was deeply attached to her appearance, constantly dieting and exercising to maintain her youthful look. But as she grew older, she began to notice the inevitable signs of aging: wrinkles, gray hair, and a slower metabolism. At first, she fought these changes, feeling as if she was losing something essential about herself. But when she began to accept the Buddhist teaching of impermanence, she realized that her body was simply a vessel that would eventually return to the earth. She learned to care for her body without clinging to it, embracing the wisdom that comes with aging rather than resisting it. 2. The power of participation, not possession. If we do not own our bodies, our thoughts, or our time, what do we actually have control over? Buddhism offers an answer: the power of participation. We are not meant to control everything in our lives, but we are meant to engage with life consciously and mindfully. This is where the concept of karma comes in. Karma, the law of cause and effect. Karma is often misunderstood as a system of divine punishment. But in Buddhism, it is the law of cause and effect. It teaches that our actions, thoughts, and intentions have consequences, not because a higher power is judging us, but because the universe operates according to natural laws. The real power lies not in controlling the universe, but in how we respond to it. Think of a tree. It cannot control the weather, but it can adapt to it. Similarly, we cannot control the events around us, but we have the power to choose how we respond. By understanding that we do not own our environment, we can move from being controllers of the world to active participants in it. Every moment is an opportunity to act with mindfulness, kindness, and clarity, rather than reacting out of fear or habit. Take the story of John, a man who lost his job unexpectedly. Instead of reacting with anger or fear, he chose to use this moment as an opportunity to reflect and reassess his career. By participating in life with a mindset of growth rather than resistance, he eventually found a new job that aligned better with his values and passions. This shift in mindset allowed him to embrace the flow of life, rather than fight against it. 3. Responsibility without identity. One of the biggest challenges in life is the constant pressure to define ourselves through the roles we play: parent, worker, partner, etc. In a society that prizes labels and achievements, it can be difficult to see ourselves as anything other than the sum of our roles. But Buddhism teaches us to let go of the identification with these roles. Who are you beyond your roles? Imagine if you were to lose your job or your identity as a parent. Who would you be then? For many, this question can be frightening, as it challenges the very foundation of who they believe themselves to be. But Buddhism encourages us to look beyond our roles. You are not defined by your job, your title, or your relationships. You are instead a participant in the ever-changing flow of life. By learning to perform our responsibilities without attaching our identity to them, we free ourselves from the weight of expectation. We are able to be more present and effective in our roles, without being overwhelmed by them. Consider the story of Emily, a successful lawyer who always defined herself by her career. When she became a mother, she found herself torn between her professional identity and her role as a parent. Over time, she began to feel suffocated by her responsibilities, unable to fully embrace either role. When Emily learned to detach her identity from her job and instead focus on being present with her family, she found peace and balance. She realized that she was not just a lawyer or a mother, but a person capable of many different experiences and roles in life. 4. Letting go versus giving up. In today's world, letting go is often misunderstood. Many believe that to let go is to give up. But in Buddhism, letting go does not mean surrendering or abandoning responsibility. It means releasing the attachment to outcomes and the need for control. Life is like surfing. You cannot control the waves, but you can learn to ride them. The goal is not to fight the waves, but to stay balanced and present as they move you forward. Similarly, in life, peace does not come from avoiding challenges, but from learning how to meet them with equanimity. Take a moment each day to practice mindfulness. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably with your body relaxed. Close your eyes and gently bring your attention to your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of each inhale and exhale. As you inhale, feel the air filling your lungs, slow, steady, calming. And as you exhale, gently release any tension in your body. With each breath, start to let go. Let go of any thoughts or worries that may be lingering in your mind. If your mind drifts to the past or the future, simply notice it without judgment. Then gently return your focus to your breath. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, imagine releasing any need to control the thoughts, the emotions, or the events around you. This practice isn't about forcing yourself to stop thinking. It's about observing those thoughts and letting them pass without attachment. By practicing this regularly, you begin to develop the ability to release control in all areas of your life. Whether it's your actions, your relationships, or even the outcomes of your efforts, the more you let go, the more peace and clarity you will find. You'll realize that you don't need to control everything to feel at ease. This simple mindfulness practice serves as a reminder. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply let go. 5. Compassion without fear. Letting go of ownership does not mean becoming cold or detached. On the contrary, true compassion arises from wisdom and presence. When we stop clinging to what we think we own, we open ourselves to a deeper, more unconditional form of love and compassion. The love of a Bodhisattva. In Buddhism, the Bodhisattva is one who has attained enlightenment, but chooses to remain in the world to help others. They act not out of a desire for fame or recognition, but out of deep compassion for all beings. Their love is not possessive, it is freely given without expectation of return. Compassion is not just an idea, it's something we live and practice every day. When you help someone in need, do so without expecting anything in return. This might mean offering a kind word to someone who's feeling down, or it could be something more profound, like supporting a friend through a challenging moment in their life. It doesn't always have to be grand gestures. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can make the biggest difference. A smile, a helping hand, or simply listening can be more powerful than we realize. The key is to practice loving kindness, not for what you can get in return, but for the pure joy of giving. When we give without attachment to the outcome, we open ourselves to a deeper connection with others and with ourselves. True compassion doesn't need anything in exchange. It's about giving from a place of abundance without expectation, and embracing the beauty of selfless love. 6. Freedom from attachment. Perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of understanding that everything is borrowed is confronting loss. Whether it's the death of a loved one, the loss of a job, or the end of a relationship. Loss is a powerful reminder that we cannot hold on to anything forever. But Buddhism teaches that pain, like everything else, is impermanent. When we face loss, we often identify with the pain. We think, I am suffering, or I am broken. But Buddhism asks us to question, who is this I that owns the suffering? When we stop identifying with the pain, we can experience it without attachment. Pain, like all things, is temporary and will eventually fade. Think of a time when you experienced deep emotional pain. How did your attachment to that pain shape your experience? How might it have been different if you had allowed the pain to come and go, instead of clinging to it? 7. Living fully in a borrowed world. When we accept that nothing truly belongs to us, we open ourselves to a more liberated way of living. Instead of seeing life as something to own, we begin to fully participate in it, experiencing each moment as it comes. The real question then becomes, not what can I keep, but what can I give while I'm here? We spend so much time trying to hold on to things. Our achievements, our memories, and the connections we share with others, but the truth is, you can't keep any of it. The moments, the recognition, the material possessions. Everything is borrowed. The meaning of life isn't about what we can control or accumulate. It's about how we engage with the world around us, how we connect with others, and how we contribute to the interconnected web of life. When you let go of the need to possess, you free yourself to experience life more fully. You realize that the more you give, the more abundant life becomes, not because you're gathering more, but because you are participating in something larger than yourself. And that is the essence of living fully. As we reach the end of this journey, the core lesson from Buddhist teachings becomes clear. Everything is borrowed, from your body to your thoughts, from your roles to your relationships. None of it truly belongs to you. The moment you truly grasp this, a new world opens before you. Life is no longer something to cling to, but something to experience fully. It's about showing up completely in each moment, offering yourself and your presence, without fear of losing what was never truly yours. You are not the owner of your life, but the steward of its possibilities. The question is no longer, what can I hold on to, but what can I offer while I'm here? The more we release our grip on ownership, the more we allow ourselves to give, love, and experience life in its fullest form. Let go of the weight of attachment. Let go of the illusion of control. Embrace the fluid nature of life, and allow yourself to move with it, rather than fight against it. When you stop fearing loss, and stop trying to possess what is not truly yours, you begin to live freely, fully, and mindfully. Ultimately, life is not about accumulating, not about owning, and not about clinging to what you have. It's about participating in the beautiful dance of existence, experiencing each moment with clarity and gratitude. As you walk through life, remember, you are not the possessor of your body or your experiences. They are all borrowed, a part of a greater flow that continues long after you're gone. Let this understanding guide you towards a life filled with generosity, compassion, and true peace. Because when you stop holding on to what was never yours to begin with, you open yourself to a deeper, more meaningful connection with the world around you. This, ultimately, is the path to true freedom.